Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're at the I.S.U.P.K, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been teaching this truth that the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, the Israelites of antiquity. Now, if I could, we could start off with the Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Now, today's Wednesday, the law class. So we want to touch in why we want to touch in on some of the laws and really get into why we are the way we are today. Black people, we like to say everything happens for a reason, and the reason we in the situation that we're in today is because of us not following the Most High laws. You see what I'm saying? We rather follow. It's easy for us to follow American laws. But it's hard to put down the shrimps, crabs, and lobsters. It's hard for us to, look at a brother as a brother and not be so quick to unalive a brother. But it's easy for us to look at the so-called white man as, he ain't got to be a cop, but we look at him, period, as some type of authority. You see what I'm saying? Understanding that we are God's chosen people. God chose us. So if I could, can you get that?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
It's like those mics right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's real important. This scripture is real important because, especially today, being a black man in America, we feel like nobody love us or nobody, like we ain't worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important that we know who we are, that we know that we're God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the brother get ready to pull out. Go ahead, it's too obvious. What's we call it?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Read from the top.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. You see what I'm saying? Hey, brother, if I could ask you, what would that mean to you?
Holy. I would say dedicated to the will of God.
Dedicated to the will of God? Okay. Hey, Alexa. Well, what do holy mean?
As an adjective, holy is usually defined as, specially recognized as or declared sacred by religious use or authority.
Alexa, stop. So holy basically means we're separate or we're special. You see what I'm saying? If I could read it from the top again.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So for thou art a special people unto the Lord, or separate people unto the Lord thy God. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord thy God has chosen the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians to be a special people unto himself. So the Lord don't look at you how he'll look at a African. The Lord don't look at you how he'll look at the white man. The Lord look at you separate. You see what I'm saying? Special unto himself. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, let me ask you a question. Growing up, how would that make you feel? Like being as though that was like, if that was drilled in your head as a young kid, how would that make you feel growing up?
It was instilled in me as a youngster.
Yeah, that you are God's chosen. He's separate.
I would say,
now, would you? Go ahead.
I probably would have did things differently.
Right.
If the people that were supposed to be my so-called role models that I seen in the flesh was doing what they was trying to tell me that I should do.
If I could, brother, you can move up some if you could. Because bring that out one more time.
I probably would have moved differently how I moved as a youngster. Even though when I look back over my life, I think that I'm satisfied how I move based on where my life is today, knowing where it really can be. But if the role models that were so-called role models in my life, which is basically people that was around me as superior figures like my mom and dad, something like that, actually did what they spoke about.
Or did the laws. Like if your mom and dad instilled the most high laws into you, like letting you know, listen, you can't be like that so-called white man out there, because that's who taught us all our criminal acts. Is we got it from the heathens. The heathens will be the Africans, the so-called white mans, the Arabs. You know what I mean? We got our wickedness from them trying to follow them and be like them. You know what I mean? And that's why we're punished today. You see what I'm saying? We're punished today because we don't know God's laws. We don't know we don't know what we should do as a child of God, or we don't even know that we were separate. We just brought out that God just said that we are a holy people unto him, a separate people. You see what I'm saying? You are a separate people. You know what I mean? So when you go out here today or tomorrow and you wake up, doesn't matter what situation you're in, understand this. You above that white man that you see in that Benz. You see what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's your go ahead, man. Read that from the top.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Hey, brother, you got like a book and a pen? Pen and paper? Yeah, you be writing down like some scriptures. I mean, you should write down some scriptures.
It's got to the point where I don't know the whole Bible, I don't know the Bible well enough to where I still read the sensibility. Because if you're dealing with these Spanish people, in reality, they don't want to deal with you unless you know the language. There are a lot of Spanish people that's really from South America, so don't even like Spanish Americans.
Right.
They don't know the language.
Right.
So if you're going to start dealing with them business,
I mean, to get on that, I mean, that's something different, but to understand that's only because it's easy to deal with somebody that knows your language. Like, if you don't know Spanish, how can I really try to build or know anything about you if we can't be on one accord? You don't know my language. It's going to be hard for me to talk to you. It's going to be hard for me to do anything with you because you don't know my language. You know what I'm saying? But no sweat. Go ahead. Keep reading, bro.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord thy God has chose Black, Spanish, and Native Indians to be a special people unto himself. I mean, like I just told you, you're above the so-called white man, Chinese man, Arabs man, African man. You're above all of them. The Lord chose you to be a special people unto himself. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that's upon the face of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So with knowing that, like you said, you will move differently. You know what I mean? Knowing that you're the child of God and God chose you out of everybody upon the face of this earth, he chose you to be a special people. You see what I'm saying? That should make you want to move different. You know what I mean? And not want to move like, you mean the people you see on TV or the rappers or the people that you see standing on the corners and things like that. You should want to feel that and feel different. That should inspire you to want to be different. You see what I'm saying? That's what I tell my kids that every morning. This brother can attest. I teach my kids the scriptures, don't I? I teach them Hebrew. You know what I mean? I try to get them in order. I teach them their culture. You know what I'm saying? Instead of teaching them American culture. You see what I'm saying? Because if they know American culture, they're going to be on TikTok. They're going to grow up want to be influencers, drug dealers. That's what they're going to grow up, because that's what American culture is. American culture teaches you it's okay to be a drug dealer. It's okay to sleep with a brother's wife. It's okay to try to unalive one another. You see what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. I got you. Give me 1 second. It's okay to want to unalive one another. That's American culture. You see what I'm saying? But to get back to our culture, knowing that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, knowing that God chose the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians to be his special people above everybody that's upon the face of this earth. You see what I'm saying? That's going to hold weight. That holds weight. Yeah, I mean, that's real deep. Go ahead. Yeah, the question.
So when I was outside earlier, I was thinking about based on what you said, American culture. The reason with this being a law like 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause, American culture, because you're in America, like the movie said, this lady said in the movie, I think it was SHALAM, because I'm black, I have to learn their way of life, I have to know my way of life. She's an attorney. And just to become, no. See, that's because she chose to live in American culture. But because we're in American culture, we don't know nothing about them. See what I'm saying? I said the same thing, but we are who we are. But because we're in American culture, because our flag is I think it's next to their flag, something like that. I think you pretty much get it, you know what I'm saying? Because we're in American culture, we don't know nothing about them at all. We see everything that Ben's, whatever, Ben's everything. But because they're in American culture, they think that they have to learn about them, they don't do that. It makes it easy for us because that's a lot of baggage off of us.
Yeah, that's why it's very important not to indulge with American culture. I mean, I'll give you an example. When you look at the old Chinese people, the Chinese men or the Africans, when you look at the old people, they don't like their young kids, grandkids really getting to know Americans. Nobody like Americans. You go to any country in this world, nobody like Americans. You see what I'm saying? America is corrupted. There's gay Muslims out here. And that's haram, ain't it? That's haram. That's haram. You can't, being a Muslim, you can't be gay. Being a Muslim, you can't be on OnlyFans and things like that.
Right.
But in America, you could be whatever it is that you want to be. You could be a dog. You see what I'm saying? A man can be a woman. And that's all against the Most High. That's why America is wicked. You see what I'm saying? Because America's laws would destroy the blacks and the Spanish people. Blacks and the Spanish and Native Indian people. Growing up thinking you could, a 12-year-old could change their... How old was Dwayne Wade's son when he tried to get his sex change?
I think he was 11 or 13.
11 or 13. That's what America done. Dwayne Wade, right?
I know Dwayne Wade, but the thing about that is you got Gabrielle Union. You know what I'm saying?
But even
see, because the Gabrielle Union, she's so influential. Dwayne Wade is not really a alpha type of dude. He's the type of dude that if you really study him, he's not going to take control.
But it's not really about that neither, because
it is, because if you're not
hold on. I'm about to explain it to you. I'm about to explain it to you. But if Gabrielle Union was brought up in these laws, so you got females that know how to follow the laws too, right?
But she's not Hebrew Israelite.
What is Gabrielle Union?
I don't know what she is. I just know she's not Hebrew Israelite. So whatever she is, it doesn't pertain to us.
Is Gabrielle Union like an Israelite?
She's an Israelite. I think I know he's saying she's not in the truth.
You saying that she's not in the truth?
She's not Hebrew Israelite.
What is to be a Hebrew Israelite, if I can ask?
Inside of here, because if somebody tell me that Hebrew Israelite, I see you at the temple.
Okay, no. To be in Hebrew Israelites, you got to come from one of the 12 tribes. You see what I'm saying? If you would come from one of the 12 tribes, you're a Hebrew Israelite. Now, that was the whole fuss and a fight. With, who was it? Peter? Well, Peter, he was going at it with people, because he was going at it with Israelites that was living in Rome, because they didn't grow up in Jerusalem. That wasn't in the temple. He ain't look at them as being Israelites. You see what I'm saying? He look at them as being Gentiles. But you an Israelite if you follow God's laws. I mean, if you come from one of the tribes, you're just not in the truth. You just don't know who you are. Just like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. They're Israelites, but they don't know scripture. They're not in this truth. So it's easy for that family to fall. It's easy for that family to stumble. She think it's okay. And another point that you brought out was that she's in charge. That's what America brings. That's what America produces, for the female to be on top. That's what America wants. But in the Bible, it's supposed to be man over the woman. But America wants the woman over the man. And look at these look at the ghettos now. Because it's been a lot of single mothers out here, right? Raising children. And where these children is at? Either dead or in jail. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important that it's man and woman. It's very important that man stays in that household and not have that woman take charge. For instance, look at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. When that woman take charge. Now they got a son transitioning over to a woman. American culture. You know what I'm saying? Let's hop back on the topic. So let me get that from the top again. Oh well. Let me get Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. So in all that saying, we are God's chosen people. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you can give it to him. You can take that. Should I have him read? You want to read? You got a Bible? You want to read for us, brother?
I ain't got the Bible. I ain't got the Bible.
Slide right here. If you could, brother, can you give me Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter? Go ahead, give him the mic, Brother Shaw, sir. The Deuteronomy 28th chapter, verse 1. So, I mean, like I was saying, it's very important that we don't follow American culture because American culture will destroy the Black, Spanish, and Native Indian people. It has been destroying us. We have been at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? We try to be like America and be this gangster, this mob, when that's not us. That's why these jails is filled up with us. Is because we try to be like we try to follow the American culture. We try to be like what's some old Western movies? We try to be like them cowboys, robbing things and stuff like that, unaliving each other. You see what I'm saying? It's very important to follow God's laws. If I could I get that scripture? Deuteronomy 28, chapter 1.
And it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and to do.
Start from the top. And if you could, just bring your voice up a little bit.
Now, with the voice thing, I can't really speak that loud because athletically, I'm older. That's why the mic is good. It messes up a certain part of my body if I continue to speak loud. That's why I don't speak loud on certain times.
All right, no sweat. Good.
And it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently.
It says, it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently. You see what I'm saying? It's meaning it's going to happen. It's going to happen if you shall hearken diligently. Listen closely. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So hearken diligently. Listen closely unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day.
To observe and to do all his commandments. You see what I'm saying? We supposed to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments. It said all his commandments or some of his commandments? It said a little bit or all? We'll sweat. It says all his commandments. You see what I'm saying? We have to do all his commandments, not just the 10 that the Christian church teaches you. You see what I'm saying? We have to do all of them. And
would that go into the tribe of Levi?
Hold on, I got you. That we have to do all the laws. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we fall today, because we feel like, man, look, God bless the food, so we can eat pork. We can eat shrimp, crabs, and lobsters. You see what I'm saying? No, you can't do none of these things. Listen. You can't eat shrimp, crabs, and lobster and thinking you can sit at the dinner table with Christ. You can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
All his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So it's saying that we used to listen and hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Go, you could get a Bible and stuff to him. You give it to him. If we used to hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, the Lord will set thee on high above all nations. So why do you think we're at the bottom right now? So,
I think that it's going to be like, I don't think that I think it's going to look like we're at the bottom when things is about to get real good in life for people or even a group of people.
so you say we're not at the bottom?
I think we're wrong.
No? How many black businesses you know? If you could go into the hood right now, how many black people or Hispanic people own a store?
You know, that could be a good thing, actually.
It could be a good thing.
Yes, because with all the white businesses, all this fighting commotions going on. In our time, 2025 and years, 20 years, 30 years.
But what is a store? A store is to bring you wealth, to help you provide the stuff for your family.
If you have that store and you say, hey, you from Africa, come over here and make some money. Hey, you from Ethiopia, come over here, you from South Africa, and then it's your store to bring you rest, like you said. And then everybody all over here, like, it's going on law, like, they come from the border, so like, no, we don't want to come over here, now they can come over here. And then you started it, and now you did it.
Oh, give me 1 second, bro. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest Officer of Thunder. Thunder.
All right. Shalom. YAHAWASHI, YAHUSHUA, to the brothers. Shalom, YAHAWASHI, to the sisters. We at I.S.U.K started on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, we've been teaching this truth, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have been the true Jews of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody been preaching this truth ever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else in the world want to tell you all this other knowledge. What has it done for us? What has it done for us? Islam, trash, toilet tissue, toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? What's the other one? Christianity, toilet tissue, trash. You know what I'm saying? The 48 laws of power, trash. Where has those things gotten blacks and Hispanics? Who has gotten us anywhere? You know what I'm saying? The only time you see progress in blacks and Hispanics is in the I.S.U.P.K. And you know how Commanding General YAHANNA does that? How he brings that, here you go, your water. How he brings that out of black and Hispanic men? He brings that out by following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Give me Hosea 4 and 6, because this describes blacks and Hispanics of today. This describes us as a people to a T, because we want to be worried about everything else besides the Most High's commandments. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you do want to follow the laws of the land, right? That's in the Bible too, ain't it? Right? Did Christ commit crimes against the Roman Empire? No, he didn't. Right? And we're supposed to be followers of Christ. But Christ, what? Go ahead.
If I could, he said, give Caesar what Caesar's.
Yeah, give Caesar what Caesar's. We slaves right now. We understand that. This is the universal practical knowledge, right? We ain't stupid. We ain't sovereign citizens. We ain't telling you to go. What happened to them brothers that told the police they sovereign citizens? They got into a shootout or a standoff with the police, and now they in jail. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, based on law, we said slaves, sovereign citizens. So the Constitution is a recent Constitution. If you had your own business, I assume we already know this. You know, if you had your own business, you was a black man doing slavery, you was not considered a slave. So I had to they started to make these movies where slavery was always free black men. A lot of them had their own business. So even today, like,
You said they had their own businesses during slavery. You said during slavery they had their own businesses.
during slavery, some black men.
Yo, your mic on.
So even today, Yeah, that Supreme Court justice is going to say, I'm going by the original Constitution. I don't care. I'm a Supreme Court justice. You know. So the fact that I have my own.
So you're saying slaves had businesses? So I get this correct.
No. He wasn't considered a slave, even if he was a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The Constitution in the amendments is based on business. It was about 30, 40, whatever businessmen and one preacher type person that signed Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence.
Right, America's stuff, America's laws.
So even today, if you have your own business, and I initially got incarcerated into the federal government, you know what I'm saying, based on business, you know, my business was still legit when I got incarcerated. So when I'm fighting, like I showed you earlier, to get out of prison, they take that into serious consideration. No, she can't get out because she just a regular civilian in the streets.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
All right, look. Okay, all that's cool. We were considered not slaves, right? On paper, I guess on paper, right? You were considered a free man if you had a business, right? Where has that gotten us? Are we not on drugs now, still, to this day? Are we still not suffering the same nonsense? Or are we better or are we worse in segregation? Have we progressed as a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? We're still in slavery. Just because they put on a piece of paper, you were a freed man, did they not still have you sharecropping for pennies? Do you not still work for, what is it? What is minimum wage? $12 now? $8.25? When the minimum way to live nowadays, the wage you can actually have a livable lifestyle is $80,000, $90,000, and you making $12 an hour. And you want, that's not slavery? You can't eat. $12 is a burger. You know how much a meal at McDonald's costs now? $15. Imagine you got kids and a wife. You can't afford to live. That is called slavery. When you are providing for a business owner or a master or a lord or whoever you're servicing, and they're only giving you pennies, you're still a slave. You're a slave when you are when you believe that selling drugs is your freedom. You're a slave when you doing drugs is your freedom. You're a slave when your sisters believe selling their body, OnlyFans, porn, stripping, all of these things, tricking, all of that. You're a slave when you believe those things are your escape. Instead, what you should come back to is these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High set forth, right? Because these things are life. I get it. The American law is deep. But it still it's not built for us. You know how many brothers that became lawyers, judges, all types of things, especially during the civil rights, and we still in the same predicament. We can learn all of those things. We got brothers that's in the courtroom. Why are brothers still filling up the jails? Because the system wasn't meant for black people. It wasn't meant to free you, right? Jails overseas is actually meant to rehabilitate the prisoner. Why is the jails over here totally different than the ones in Switzerland? The ones in Europe, because these jails ain't nothing but slave plantations for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? Go ahead. You got Hosea 4 and 6, right? Well, go ahead. What you got to say though?
If I could, is this on?
There's another one that's plugged in for the computer. Right there on the table is a mic.
Okay. Back. All right.
It's just messed up. You probably turned it off.
All right. If I could, how you know what you mean the laws wasn't meant for us is because when they came up with these laws, where was our people at? Mm-hmm. So everything you hear that's probably good for the laws or sound like it's supposed to give you equal rights, that those equal rights is not for you. Because when they came up with these laws, our people was in slavery. You know what I mean? Our people wasn't free people. So those laws that make it seem like every man are created equal, when they wrote that, they was talking about another fellow white man.
Salaki, if I could, did a brother just not get sent to death row? He died. You know what I'm saying? It was a big thing. Everybody was petitioning, and he was innocent. They knew he was innocent. Judge knew everything. The witnesses, the prosecution even said, let this man go. And they still killed him. And you know what they did with that white boy that choked? Not a police officer. A white boy that killed the innocent black man on the train. choked him, just like George Floyd. Not a police officer, too. You know what happened to him? He got exonerated. He's not in jail. He got let off. So that right there to tell you that these laws ain't meant for you. It's cool. Yes, you should learn the laws of America. You know what I'm saying? A wise man would learn them, so you would never get caught up in the devil's trap. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be caught up selling these drugs. But give me Hosea 4:6. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Lord had to say about what his blacks and Hispanics are going through right now, right? Because this is how we look, right? Go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Look at blacks and Hispanics today. Look at us today. You gotta, in order to fix that, you gotta turn both on at the same time. That's why it's weird. That's why don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's just if it's like a big joint like everybody here. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics today are destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You just go outside, you see all the drug addicts. We got all types of madness going on in our heads right now, right? Right or wrong? Blacks, Hispanics, we suffer from mental illness, from traumas in our childhood, from traumas in our adulthood sometimes. Sisters, you know how many times in high school when I was coming up, sisters would always break down because we had this like art class or whatever, not arts, it was like it was called African American Studies, but that's where you would get real deep, right? About black traumas and black problems and black history. And sisters would come out blatantly, like, and talk about the traumas that they had done to them and how it affects them. That's running rampant. You know what I'm saying? Sisters are being molested and abused in their own households, in the black community. That is a thing. By their own fathers, by their own uncles, or by some man that wanted to abuse them. You know what I'm saying? That is happening in real life. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And then that to go on your point when you was talking about Wade isn't an alpha. He's weak. But we still look at him. Every time he speaks, I always bring this out. I hate how they put black and white on Mike Tyson videos like he's speaking knowledge. I hate how they put black and white and try to puff up these celebrities. P. Diddy got so many videos like he's speaking knowledge. Where is he at right now? He is in the prison for abusing men and women. You know what I'm saying? Baby oil and the TD Jakes. There's so many videos of how they puff him up like he's some wise man. What is he facing right now? Looking like he's suffering from the most diabolical disease. The Lord is dealing with these. They said the stars shall fall, man. America has puffed up these people like they some wise and all-seeing people when they lack knowledge. You know what happens when we follow people that lack knowledge? We get destroyed. Give me Judith, I think it's 5 and 10. We get destroyed as a people. Since we wanted to follow TD Jakes, right? Who is a all right, yeah, pull it there. We follow him, who is a nasty man. Farrakhan, a nasty man. What was the dude that Malcolm followed? What's his name? Muhammad? You know what I'm saying? A nasty man raping these little girls. You know what I'm saying? We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The Bible tells us how to see who's a good leader or not, who to follow. You know what I'm saying? Beware the ones that's dressed in sheep clothing. These people aren't, just because they dress nice, just because they got money, just because they have things that America has blessed them with. You know what I'm saying? My brother bring it out all the time. Satan bless you too. Satan will give you a gift. You know what I'm saying? The Bible does say the gift destroys the heart. Just because you got money bling and you look good, don't mean your heart is good for blacks and Hispanics. I'm gonna see what he say. Go ahead.
That's the thing about Farrakhan. Like, I'm in front of you and dude that used to be here, and when I seen Mr. Jones in the flesh, I know what Farrakhan says out of his mouth. And I know what he does personally. I've never been around him in the flesh. That needs to be said because yeah, I know what he says out of his mouth on videos. I'm in front of you, in the flesh. I was in front of Johannes twice in the flesh. I'm in front of you, the man that used to be here in the flesh. And people don't know that. Just because I said about Farrakhan don't mean that. I don't know that. I don't know that.
Right.
I know what he said. And I know what the Bible says. I know what he said. And I know I'm aware.
There's a precept for that, right? That thing.
His flesh.
Know him by his works.
That's here. That's in you. You know, that's there. Yeah, I know that.
Go ahead.
If I could, Farrakhan is where? He in prison, ain't he?
I don't know, I know he did, so.
Yeah, he's in prison right now. And he's in prison for not following God's laws. So I wouldn't really follow a man that's in prison that's not following God's laws. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, I got a scripture for that matter of fact. Like if I could,
Pull the one you have first.
if I could just read that one for you real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Because you said you know them by what they say, right?
I know Farrakhan about what comes out of his mouth.
Right, by what he says.
That's
Out of his
what
mouth.
he does when the camera goes on.
Go ahead, read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue,
Ooh-wee.
and they that love it shall eat the fruit therein. So what that saying is, I mean, basically the tongue is real powerful. Like the thing you say out your mouth is real powerful. Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch what you say because, for instance, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, they was the ones that was ruling back then, right? But it was low key wicked. They looked at righteous. They looked like they was on their stuff, like they was really flopping, like they was a man of God. But when Christ came on, Christ was checking them. He's putting them in their place, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand. The scripture says, "Know who you labor among. Know who you really looking up to and follow." You see what I'm saying? And really listening to. Farrakhan, he's in prison right now for what? Molesting boys?
I don't know what he is, but I know all of them is evil. Because what do they do for blacks and Hispanics? That's what all I ask is for. What is your works?
He's in prison for molesting little boys. So my thing is, he can talk all that good stuff about. He can sound knowledgeable and know what he's talking about, but the fruit that he showed, it's completely different. You see what I'm saying? It went against everything he taught.
Give me that Judah 5 and 10.
Okay.
I think it's 5 and 10.
He said Judah chapter 5 verse 10.
No, 5 and 20. So lock it. You know what I'm saying? These other nations know that we in a weak state too, right? These other nations know that we are in a weak state. So this is why they try these things. This is why they send weak men like Dwayne Wade. This is why they send weak men like T.D. Jakes, P. Diddy, Jay-Z's. Who else? Who else is an influence? Farrakhan's. This is why they pay Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X. This is why they're like such a staple in our community when they're weak leaders. You know what I'm saying? Why they fail us every time? Because these nations know that we're not following our God right now. We decide to follow everything else but our God. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if we follow our God, they can't mess with us, right? Hold on, I got you. They can't mess with us. You know what I'm saying? And it's proof that they know this, right? In the Apocrypha, right? These other nations, this ain't the first time these nations dealt with us. This ain't our first slavery. This isn't our first anything. It says there's nothing new under the sun, right? So we've been in this circumstance in Egypt, Babylon, all of these other things. You think the so-called white man don't know history? White man love digging up nonsense. Even though he's stupid, he labels the earth millions and millions of years old. You know what I'm saying? He's a stupid being. You know what I'm saying? This is why the earth is into the hands of the wicked, because he's destroying the earth, because he don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I could, like precept that I had for you a while ago.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not. So like the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. You know what I'm saying? So
The thief.
huh?
Go ahead, break it down.
Basically, you can use America for that. America and these laws and how they try to portray themselves. What was that?
That's the flashlight.
America and these laws and how they try to portray themselves is nothing but to destroy you. You see what I'm saying? You won't keep it because you got like Donald Trump giving out all these stimulus checks to brothers. So it's there to basically America ain't doing nothing but to deceive you. By America deceiving you, it's destroying you at the same time because it's taking you away from the God that you're supposed to follow. It's like
Go ahead to that scripture I had you pull and what say it. Go ahead, bro.
Basically, when you said Martin Luther King, all the tweets just finished. And Martin Luther King did what he did. He died. The dude that was actually that built Martin Luther King in the early 1800s, you see him in a book. Yes, he's talking about Martin Luther King. They don't talk about him. They talk about him in other books. Put his last name in the initial, and they talk about him. He built Martin Luther King, and he's the one. This is a dude named Robert Pullman from New York. He moved to Chicago and started lived in houses. He had the luxury trains in the late 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the blacks go, they are blacks from the South because the blacks from the East Coast and the Midwest, it wasn't that yes sir, whatever you say, do type of person, so they have the blacks from the South. Now, they got together when they had a union. The whites started the union. They didn't want the blacks to deal with the blacks folded, stimulus checks and stuff like that. So that black dude that actually built Martin Luther King, he put so much pressure on that right hand Mr. Pullman that he offered him $5 million in the early 1900s. Man, just take it. $5 million, should take it, man. Take it, man. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Dude didn't take the money. Dude didn't take the money. Then all the blacks got they
Just keep it on.
But look, we started out tonight with building.
Right.
I took the movie.
Read the scripture.
What, Judith?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't need it up here. This one is for the line. Nah, you good, you good. I heard it.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God.
So this is an advisor, right? He's talking to the governor, a leader, right? Like a lord, or like you would say almost like a general, right? Or a king. Any type of leader type position, right? He's telling them if there be, read it from the top so I can break it out slow.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God.
They're saying if there be any error in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, America, they know we have error. Do we not smoke weed every damn day? Mm-hmm. Do the kids not huff nitrous oxide or whatever it's called, the whippets? Do we not do that now? You know what I'm saying? Are we not, or were we not on crack in the 80s? Were we not on heroin in the 60s and today? Are we not popping perks in every song? You know what I'm saying? Are we not making a mockery on ourselves on all of these reality TV shows now? Daddies. It's so many low budget reality TV shows of sisters just embarrassing themselves now. You know what I'm saying? There's error in these people right now. And what happens? They are thriving off of us. You know what I'm saying? Fried chicken is a black and Hispanic thing. Why do the Arabs make millions of dollars off of it in our neighborhoods, selling it to us? Why do the Chinese sell? What do you get from the Chinese store? Four wings fried hard? Why are they making money off of your creation? Why the Koreans got fried chicken and it's called Korean fried chicken when black GIs taught them that? Where's the recognition? You said something about it's not good to have businesses or whatever. Black people created fried chicken, but other nations make millions of dollars off of it. Hispanics started the Chicano and Chica look. Now Filipinos make it a whole fashion thing about it. When they was looked down on, when they was doing it with the do-rags, the high tube socks, and the slick cuts with the fishnet hairs and the shorties with the drawn-on eyebrows and the long nails. Now that is a fashion, like now they on runway with that look. Millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? When you had it on, you was a gangster. You were the scum of the earth. Right? So how were they able to take these things from us? Wealth is needed. Wealth is needed. We need to. Some Commander YAHANNA brought out, we only got a damn toothpick factory. Every nation has something. Every nation has something back in them. Something my uncle used to bring out, man. He loved boxing. You know the bull, Pacquiao? Pacquiao, he's a good fighter. He's all right, trash to me. My uncle hated him too, first off. But there was a difference between him and Floyd. You know what? Floyd made more money than Pacquiao. You know what Pacquiao did, though, with his money? He went back to the Filipinos and he became a governor. He put money into his people. What did Floyd do? Floyd, what? Tricking heavily. His daughter is a mess. His kids is all over the place. He's an entertainer. Why didn't he put none of that millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into his people? It's because there's error in his people. He don't understand. He lack wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Because lack knowledge, Salakia. Because he don't understand that maybe my people need to be back there. You know what happens when black people become something in this world? They be, I don't need to be around them. It's a crab in a barrel mentality, right? Don't all these rappers and every entertainer say that? Do most of these football players and athletes try to marry white women? Did Serena Williams not marry or get with a white man when she became all high and mighty? And look how she looks now. She's destroyed. And they like doing that. They like chopping the head off of your greatest warriors, off your greatest showmen, right? Destroying them. Michael Jackson, destroying them. All these athletes, destroying them. And make them go on TV and embarrass the whole nation. We look like a damn joke to the whole world because what? Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player to ever live, one of the greatest, her sister was great too. One of the greatest tennis players to ever live is a damn crack fiend now. So now what is the whole earth is going to think about blacks and Hispanics? It don't matter how much money you give them Negroes. She even bleaching it. Yeah, she like a damn fool. It don't matter how much money you give these damn Negroes. They ain't never going to get it right. They all just born crackheads, right? That's what they're going to think. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to give them that animosity. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give them that energy to like, you know what I'm saying? We can conquer them. Read that from the top. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
You're going to see what it does to these other nations when they see you in error. You know what I'm saying? When you're not following the Most High, you're going to see how they feel, what they can do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is the book of Judah, chapter 5, verse 20.
And then I'm going to show you when we're with our God, how they feel, the fear they feel. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This shall be their ruin. You know what that means? This is going to be their downfall. Don't that sound like a bunch of people like, hold up, bro, hold on. If they not messing with Big Tyrone that run the block, soon as Tyrone get locked up, then we can start bullying them dudes again. But when Tyrone back outside, they not trying to mess with you. You know who Tyrone is for us? Tyrone is our God. Right. When God is with blacks and Hispanics, these other nations don't want to mess with us. But when we decide we don't need God no more. We want to be our own. We want to follow other gods. We want to worship golden calves. We want to look at everything that America gives us and look at it as high stature or look at it like it's something important. You know what I'm saying? And them other nations see that. That is a weakness. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is our strength. It says put on the armor of God. You know what I'm saying? The armor of God is his law, statutes, and commandments. It protects every black and Hispanic man that ever walked in this damn school. You know what I'm saying? This damn school protects you. Because guess what? Not only do you get these law, statutes, and commandments, you get something that you ain't never felt before in the black and Hispanic community, which is brotherhood. You ain't never going to feel that in the military. I could tell you that from a personal standpoint. You ain't never going to feel brotherhood in no damn military. You ain't never going to feel no damn brotherhood in the unions. You ain't never going to feel that outside of here. You ain't never going to have a brother to call when you're sad. You ain't never going to have a brother to call when you down on your luck unless you're in here. This is what Commandant General YAHANNA offers us. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we all we're thirsting for, that brotherhood, that unity. You know what I'm saying? Because we all was in gangs at some point. We was all on the block at some point when we were children and our fathers wasn't there. Was we not looking up to the big dope dealer on the end of the block? Was that not our head? We was looking for some type of guy, and that shows you the spirit of a black man, how militant it is, because you didn't want to follow your prissy Christian father. You ain't want to follow the prissy pastor that led the neighborhood because you understood he was weak. And the only sign of strength that you thought you could find was the damn drug dealer. That was the only type of masculinity, because you seen he had women while the pastor touched you and he touched every other boy on the block, and you thought that was sissy, right? When in reality, the drug dealer is sissy too. He's soft as hell, because you know why he's weak? Because he'd rather destroy his own people than build them up. And then he'd rather work for the white man and destroy his people instead of work with his brothers and sisters to build a nation. You know what I'm saying? That is a weak man. And this is how this nation, Salaki, these other nations come and conquer us. Because we worried about every other thing in this earth when we should be worried about the Most High. When you start focusing on these laws, statutes, commandments, you'll start realizing, like, this isn't that deep. I can really just do it this way. I can move this way. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to make it seem like following laws, statutes, commandments is so hard. It's like, I can't give up the pork. Like, dude, you'll probably save a lot of money by not celebrating Christmas. You'll save a lot of money by not celebrating Thanksgiving. You'll save a lot of money by not celebrating birthdays. Imagine you got 30 ribs and you got to celebrate all 30 of their birthdays. That's what they do in the IUIC though, huh? That's what they just, the brother had a damn ham, what do you call them things? Ham, whatever the ham butt for his Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? New Year's, IUIC gonna pop them damn fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Those things cost money. And then you know what also comes with those holidays? Death. You know what I'm saying? I always bring out how E. Burbank and Philly got shot up. I always bring out how Christmas brothers and sisters hanging them Christmas lights falling off them ladders. My brother Abba brought out the number. I think it was some crazy number from the months of November to December. Over like 3,000 people die every year just from falling off a ladder. Something so simple. So simple. And this is how the Most High deal with us. Go look at how many fires happen from these Christmas trees. How many fires happen from you trying to fry the turkey, put your little black spin on the turkey giving or whatever, Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is not with none of them holidays. And this is why we suffer. Because we want to be against the Most High instead of with them. This is how these nations conquer us. Because we don't follow our head. Our head is Christ, and then it's the Father, man. And the Father gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we need to start following them. I get it. Yes, there is great things out in the world we can learn. But what we need to learn first is we need to have a foundation, right? In order to have a house, do you need a foundation first? Right, brother? You need a foundation. Salaki, we tried everything else. Islam was a foundation for black people. What happened to that? Well, Malcolm X found out the hard way when he got 2 sawn-off shotgun shells to the chest. When he found out that his leader of Islam was molesting little girls, getting little girls pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I was in Afghanistan. I see what the Arabs do, the true Islamic people. They are nasty. They like little boys. They call them chai boys. They tie them to beds. They do all types of things. The little boys smoke cigarettes over there. They smoke weed. This is what kills me about them so-called uppity black brothers. Oh, yeah, brother Islam. But then you ain't never been to the Middle Eastern. Because when I was over there, them little boys were smoking weed, watching porn. They had porn magazines. Islamic. This is the home of Islam over here. The Middle East. They over there throwing porn magazines up in their watchtowers while you on a 50 cal gun. They over there throwing you weed, throwing you porn magazines. But I thought Islam was holy. I thought Muhammad and the Quran and all of that was something to was blessed. So why are the people that created this damn religion so damn lost and destroyed and nasty? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. What?
And what's so sad about that is they got these so-called, like, they know who they are. They know they God. And for them to fall like that or be corrupted like that is crazy. Yeah, I mean,
that's because that religion is based on the nastiness. We can bring out in the Quran how Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was a pedophile.
Yeah.
His first wife or whatever wife was a 9-year-old girl. So those things is just going to happen when your whole foundation is what? Cracked. Your whole foundation isn't strong. Go ahead.
So, this is for the 26th, Christmas, holy with Santa Claus. Santa is holy. We already know that Claus is the Claus that was written. Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? You know that, right? Santa Claus, Santa is a holy clause that was written back in the day. It's a type of group between different people, but it's disguised as Santa Claus. But Santa in Spanish means holy, that's why I started with the Santa Biblia. Santa means holy. And the clause is a clause that was written, a holy clause between the agreement between people back in the day. So I said this should go to 26, which is, that right there. But this other question is, for tonight, based on law, do you really want the power? Is you can see you already have, or based on what you have to do is what's the foundation. So I say really at the bottom of the top. I don't think we at the bottom. Speaking about we, speaking about we. I don't look at it as us being at the bottom. I look at us being at the top. At the bottom of the top.
What's the bottom of the top mean? What does that mean?
When you move to different levels in life, you have to start from the bottom. Doesn't mean you're at the bottom. Even if you was to make it to the top of once, the giant is so called, you're not going to be the giant of the giants as soon as you get there.
Do you believe blacks and Hispanics are at the bottom or the top right now?
It depends on what type of blacks and Hispanics you're talking about. If you just say blacks and Hispanics, that's everybody that's black and Hispanic.
As a nation of people, are we at the top or at the bottom?
Here, I would say we're at the bottom.
Anywhere in this
That's
earth.
the thing is, it is kind of like that because you have different gangs, you have sects. Yeah, you might be a blood, but you're not this set, so you ain't getting money with us. I don't care what you say.
Money doesn't mean you at the top though, because we just found out Diddy had a lot of money. Why is he in the same jail as niggas that didn't get money?
You can't even equal us, as a matter of fact. You can't. This is a private company, but just because you're blood, and I really only hire bloods probably on the low. Just because you that sick, I don't like you because you that sick. Even if you blood, you can't work for me.
Right. So that don't matter to blacks and Hispanics. For us, our circumstance is a nation, because it don't matter if a white man was a Russian or an American. They both still on top. They are Italian or what? What is another white race? British. They still have a whole nation. Blacks and Hispanics don't have a nation.
As you said, as us, when I walk out this door, we're going to try to move and speak and walk within us.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I'm not perfect, and if I could, money don't mean nothing because you don't control your money. They can freeze your assets like that.
And we seeing that right now with R. Kelly,
Yeah, they
P.
can
Diddy.
freeze everything.
Like Jay-Z is the next on the chopping block I see now. You know what I'm saying? So these things, and it is showing you, and it's so powerful how the Lord works. It's so poetic how God works, right? He's showing you, he's like moving the curtain out of blacks and Hispanics' faces. Because now we thought Jay-Z, P. Diddy, they were all untouchable. Imagine all the victims they had, all the sisters, all the little brothers that they molested and abused during that reign. You know what I'm saying? And then nothing happened over years. They say the boy, the TD Jakes had molested. He like 40 something now. You know what I'm saying? He did it when he was damn near young. He was young. You know what I'm saying? That's years of psychological abuse. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you're the victim. You would be like, he's unstoppable. But what did the Lord do? He brought them down. He brought them low. You know what I'm saying? So that'll show you, because the white man's still on top, right? Even though the Lord gonna deal with him next. Yeah, but these white man is still running a nation. You know what I'm saying? Epstein had that island since the 80s. It is, when did he die? 2020, 2021, 2022, whatever. The 80s. Decades, man. Decades of molesting little girls. And all them clientele that he had. It's decades. But the Lord is revealing it all. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading that scripture. I'm going to get you on Joshua soon, too, after this scripture.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
We shall overcome them. So remember, this is another nation talking. They're talking about seeing us, and they see us in this weak state, following gods and doing whatever the hell we want, not following our God. So what they want to do, they want to overcome us because we're separated. Just like you said, the Bloods and the Crips. It shouldn't be none of that. We should all be on one accord, worshiping one God, following one law, statutes, and commandments. There shouldn't be no Crip law, shouldn't be no blood law. There shouldn't be you a Democrat or you a Republican. It shouldn't be none of that. Because guess what? We all should have one thing in common, which is this Bible. The Bible is what should bind Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. It shouldn't be no Crip law. It shouldn't be no Alpha Psi Omega nonsense. It shouldn't be no fraternity, no sorority, none of that. We see time and time again, those foundations are weak. They're cracked. They're weak. It falls every time. But you can't name no other Black organization that's lasted since the 60s besides the I.S.U.P.K. And that is because the Lord blessed this organization. The Lord is in here. Black Panther movement destroyed. How that happened? Obviously, the Lord wasn't in there. You know what I'm saying? All those other BDs, Crips, Bloods, they all started out as Black Power movements, right? What happened? FBI infiltrated and destroyed them. Now Bloods and Crips, like most people, I don't even think people realize this. Most people don't even know Bloods and Crips started out as Black Power movements. Nobody knows that the Stones, the GDs were Black Power movements to protect the neighborhood from racist white people coming into the neighborhood and beating us up because they were the true gangsters. So how did it flip? How did it flip from you protecting the neighborhood to being the terrorizer of the neighborhood? And now you're labeled a gangster. The white man is looked at as the savior because he, instead of being the white boy that comes into your neighborhood and go beat you up in your own neighborhood, he put on a uniform in blue and wears a badge, and now he go beat you up. And now you're still labeled a gangster. And you know what they say? Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter, and your black behind don't. Now this little boy, this white boy can choke you out on the train, no repercussion. That's because we're not following our God. I'm gonna get to you. Go ahead with that scripture. Finish it out.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity.
Right? No iniquity, meaning no sin. Meaning we are following God's law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? This is the law club. We are not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We're not smoking weed. We're not huffing whippets. You know what I'm saying? We're not selling sisters. We're not pimping. Sisters ain't tricking. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing none of those nasty and diabolical things against the Lord. We're not celebrating Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We're not celebrating Thanksgiving, New Year's, Valentine's Day, birthdays, which is in the Satanic Bible, which still gets me how that's revealed and people still do it. We're not celebrating the zodiac signs. We're not looking at angel numbers. Like, we're not doing simple things, right? We brought out lack of knowledge. We're destroyed, right? We're not doing those things. Go ahead. Keep reading.
In their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Let my Lord now pass by. He's pleading with his Lord, his leader. Yo, don't, boss. I understand. Look, if they over there sinning and carrying on, oh yeah, we can go ahead. We can go ahead and get them Negroes and them Hispanics. We can go ahead and conquer that. But when they celebrating the Feast of Dedication, when they following the law, statute, commands, when you don't smell a lick of weed when you go through their camps, ooh wee, stay away. Stay away. I don't want no smoke with them. Because we are going to get destroyed. Go ahead, keep reading. It's going to tell us why. Go ahead.
Least their Lord, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
A reproach before all the world. When we hear Egypt, the first story we think about is Moses and how the Lord destroyed Egypt. How the Lord gave them 12 plagues, and the whole earth knows about that story. You know what I'm saying? When we think of Sodom and Gomorrah, we think about how Lot and his naive wife turned around and got turned into a pillar of salt. But we know that Sodom and Gomorrah got burnt to a crisp. You know what I'm saying? It is no more. You will become a reproach. You know what I'm saying? You will be, Alexa, define reproach. Oh, she's still looking.
Reproach can be defined as the act of blaming or censuring someone, usually with an expression of disapproval. It can be used as a verb, in which case it means to find fault with, or as a noun, in which case it means blame or censure.
You know what I'm saying? That other nation did not want to be that to Israel. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go against us when we are with our Most High, it's like with our God. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm still like actually understanding and even comprehending, like, okay, are you not necessarily telling you, but like following?
We're not done.
It's working out, and I see the pattern, and it's cool. But I never asked you this anyway, but this is what I want to do anyways. But like, how can you just follow this thing that you're saying and you have this pattern? I'm not comprehending it because I see it. in my daily activities. You know, and I had
What are you not seeing? Say that again. What are you not seeing?
No, I see it.
Oh, okay.
You know, doing what I'm supposed to be doing as far as what I know I should be doing, even though, like I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm seeing the power, but I know where it's coming from based on what you're saying. So what I'm saying is it's kind of incomprehensible how somebody can have power just because I'm still a baby. You know what I'm saying? Just so, okay, I do it like this and I do this. And I've been in Kensington, I have power and all something else, you know, I'm asking for it. I just know who I am as a man, and if you can disrespect me as a white police officer, I can disrespect you back. I don't care about the law.
Give me as wise as a serpent, as harmless as a dove. I got you, brother. I got you. So this is what we suffer from in America, right? We believe, or I know naturally you believe, I'm a man, right? You don't want to be disrespected as a man, right? I mean, every man right there, because as a black man, you want the same thing. But we got to realize you're a black man in America. This is something I'm going to have to give my son when he gets of age, right? The same talk, right? Yes, son, you're a man, right? You should be held as respected as such. But you have to act a certain way when it comes to the police, right? Pull it. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
As a black man in America, you're in the midst of wolves. Right. You look at these other nations, they want to feed off of you, right? Because that's what a wolf does to sheep, right? Because sheep are harmless. You ever been in a flock of sheep? You're not going to get bit. You're not going to get nothing. You might get rammed, like, because they just clueless or whatever, walking around, but they're not going to harm you. They're harmless animals, right? This is blacks and Hispanics. We don't want to do bad to nobody. Like, we're the most nicest. Think of how the Native Americans welcomed the white man to America. Welcomed them. White man didn't know how to wipe his behind or feed himself during the winter. Native Americans taught them how to grow potatoes in the ground during the winter time. You know what I'm saying? These are the same white people that were throwing piss out the windows and had the Black Plague because they didn't take baths. Go ahead.
And to touch on that a little bit too, gentlemen brought out also that before the Native Indians were trying to set a treaty, that they were slaughtering us before that.
Right.
So you gotta understand, they was wicked to us before that, and we still
showed them compassion, love, all of that, all the things they are in act to do. But keep going. They say we're a sheep and surrounded by wolves. So you a nice black man. You ain't here with us, right? We don't feel threatened by you or nothing. But you go outside and a police officer, you're a threat to him, right? He wants to hit you. He wants to beat you. He wants to do all types of things, right? Because you're in the midst of wolves and you're a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Come. Be ye therefore wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
So wise as a serpent. You know what a serpent and why? Think of how black people talk with us. So this is using like I forget the term. Is it a metaphor? There you go. That's a good way. A metaphor. So a serpent is what? Like a snake-like person, right? A snake-like person knows how to use his tongue to get out of situations. Right? This is why they call him a snake, because a snake has that tongue and he slithers, right? So be as wise as a serpent. You tell the police officer what the hell he want to hear. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? White people love hearing that nonsense, right? Sometimes you might have to give, yes, sir, I got you. And then your license, boom. You know what I'm saying? Don't even argue with them. Don't even argue with them at all. You know what I'm saying? Be as wise as a serpent, but as harmless as a dove. What does the dove part mean? Meaning you ain't going out here trying to, you ain't using your tongue, right, to lie to the police officer or whatever, and you're not going over there trying to knock him upside the head as soon as he turns his back. You ain't using it to kill or cause some harm. You know what I'm saying? You got the friendly, do exactly what they do. Yes, officer. That corny behind smile white people do. You know what I'm saying? The same thing your supervisor give you at work. There you go, Bow. And then he go back, he writing, sucks at work ethic or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Be the same way. Go ahead.
Shame is heavy because you don't want to just, try to go at them with them, because you got to understand, you are their kingdom.
Right.
America is their kingdom. Like you know those old slave movies that you got that white man that basically walk that riding horse around ranks, make sure everybody there. The slave run out, you go and try to catch the slave. That's what the policeman is today. You see what I'm saying? They just got a badge now. You see what I'm saying? So they quick. But they quick to try to catch you up and some stuff. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be quick to try to do that. And I mean, they not. You got to be bigger than them. Like they can say anything. You sitting there snapping on them, now you looking like now you coming up as an aggressor. Now you looking like you a danger to society.
Salakia. Just think about every black and Hispanic person that got killed by the police. Now, a lot of times, what? Yeah.
You too out on that?
Yeah, I'm good. A lot of times, you want to not try to argue with the police because they already want to kill you. We look at Sonia Massey, right? You know that sister? They got shot in her own house. Sonia Massey is the last big police shooting. I don't want to say last because it happens so much, so common. But she got shot in her own house. And you know, she called the police. She called the police to report something. And they came and they shot her. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be typically aggressive towards the police because they will try to kill you. They will use that as an excuse. Look at how they got what's the big one that happened back in the day during COVID? George Floyd. What were they saying when his knee was on his neck? Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop you. And then they try to use all types of dumb nonsense to say he had fentanyl in his blood. He was high. Like that gave them a reason to kill him. You know what I'm saying? They say the same thing about Trayvon. I remember when they came out, I remember my dad come behind said this. He said Trayvon had weed in the system. I was like, what the hell that mean? Why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? So did the little boy deserve to die because of that? Go ahead.
If I could just touch on Sonya Massey thing, they let go of that officer that unalived him.
Yep.
He's free now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like.
So like if I could, that means you gonna argue with a police officer to lose your life and he still be free.
Right.
Your kids, your family miss you. You know what I'm saying? That white man going back to his family, kissing his kid. Killed another one today, babe. You know what I'm saying? He going on like that. So this is just a wise thing to do to just agree. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing nothing wrong, it don't hurt you to agree. You ain't got no warrants, you ain't got nothing, you got all your things situated. Here you go, officer. All right, whatever. Boom. Handle your business. And once that happens, let him do what he got to do, and you go. You know what I'm saying? Don't play. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil is waiting. This is why we call him the devil. Because the devil sets traps for us. You know what I'm saying? He might make you say something to slip up so he can check your car. This is why you shouldn't be doing drugs. This is why you shouldn't be dealing with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Doing violence out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't do stupid things because he will set a trap for you to fall in. Go ahead.
Yeah. That goes back to the 14th Amendment protection clause.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting aggressive with the police, you can't get aggressive with them. In prison, before I started fighting, dudes like me, the paperwork. I'm trying to get it wrong. So I'm saying trying to get it. And I found it. I said, okay, well, this is the paperwork. I found this person was a standard. I said, I'm gonna write down the amendment. And I went and took her. What the amendment said was the Bill of Rights. I said, hey, yo, this for you, Miss Lady. She said, what's that? I said, I'm going to read it. Next day, I didn't have to ask her for what I was supposed to have. She gave it to me and asked me that I want more. The paper works. At 14, they write that. You learn it in detail. They scared of it and feared of it. This thing lied to me. I was so before I started fighting, my 45-year-old man from New Jersey, he said, remember, that judge, you gotta sleep, you gotta eat, you gotta eat just like you. So what's the difference between you and the judge? I said, I was getting immediate release, bro. Nobody else could.
Yeah, he's a human, but he has power. That's the difference. He can give you life in jail. That's a big difference than with
the same judge that signed paperwork and said like be in prison or whatever. It's the same judge that signed paperwork and said immediate release.
Right, because you played the books or played the paperwork. No, I'm not saying you playing like that, but you used it to your advantage. But we shouldn't even ever been in those positions. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
could with that situation, to me, I think the Lord.
Right.
But you gotta understand, these cops get away with breaking the law so much. It's such thing as dirty cops. There's a such thing as a dirty judge.
A dirty judge, a dirty lawyer.
So just because you feel like, well, that he let me go because he go to sleep, piss shit, just like me. You understand something? They still don't give a damn about you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the judge gave me the reason who she was getting money with outside the courtroom. I also knew because some inmate that knew that judge in New Jersey and hated him because he knew him personally as a kid. I know his address right now today. Supreme Court Justice.
Yeah, but just like the brother brought out too earlier, they said the brother, that brother, had all the evidence in the world that he was innocent.
And they still killed
And they
him.
still killed him.
I never seen anything tonight.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, man, the judge is wicked, America is wicked. The system, the laws is against you. It's not for you. It's against you.
You being a wise brother, you were able to use it to your advantage at that time because the Lord, he might have blessed you to look into that.
When I get in the prison system, those same laws, effects outside the streets, if you never even had a prison system, laws are worse. See, when after he signs a contract and says it's guaranteed with ED, he gets everything you're supposed to have. It's a guaranteed contract with ED. But if you do this, you get it. But since you can do that, you don't get it. It's the difference between a guarantee with EE and a guarantee with ED contract. Athletes don't know that. The LeBron James type athletes don't even know that stuff.
All right. What scripture did I have you holding? Yeah, and it is wise to know what's in your contract. It's wise to know the laws of America. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to know these, like I said, the foundation first, so you know how to operate with these laws.
And most importantly, you gotta understand too, the laws is not for you.
Yeah, these laws definitely ain't for you.